Hi guys. Today I wanted to come on and talk about aging. I'm often talking about aging in terms of the skin on here on Instagram or social media, but as a GP, I'm very much always talking about that holistic, approach to aging. And it's a really important topic. And actually, I've been looking a lot at it, from a research point of view lately, maybe because I'm aging, but also because I see my patients aging. And it really fascinates me how, you can have someone who walks in the door and, they're a really amazing 85-year-old. Like, in fact, I've got some 85-year-old patients who look to me like they're 65. They look, they act, they think like they're 65. And then conversely, I've got patients who would walk in the door at 50. And I think, oh my gosh, they're so aged. They look older than 50. They look so much older than 50, more like they're in their 60s or beyond. And so it's a really interesting concept. We're all aging. So I'm not coming on here to talk about, I'm not being ageist. I'm not, saying it's a bad thing. But what I want to examine or explore is more how particularly our lifestyle can impact aging. So we know that for the skin, but we also know that, the research has shown for other organs, holistically for our bodies, for our brain and our heart and everything in between, that our lifestyle can impact us significantly. And in fact, a lot of the research has shown that, the environment or lifestyle probably impacts our health around about 70%, and genetics really not that much, maybe about 30% or so. So, honestly, the lifestyle stuff that I'm talking about, it's not supplements, it's not, some special medication, that's like, a tiny bit of it. And there's like lots of research looking at that, I guess, as the next chapter. But the basics is lifestyle stuff. It's diet and exercise and sleep and stress reduction. I mean, let's examine, for example, if someone was to present to me who's been through a really tough time, so say, for example, they have unexpectedly lost a loved one, and you think in the last 12 months, like, oh my gosh, they've aged so much. And that is simply because we know that stress causes this, this level of like chronic inflammation in the body, and it really does actually play havoc on the cells at a biological level. So that's one example. Or, if somebody is doing something a little bit not right with their diet, and it doesn't take much. Like, it could just be maybe having a second, serving every night at dinner time, but you're having more calories in than you are calories out, and that over time will cause you to gain weight, or predispose you to a higher blood sugar, or predispose you to fatty liver disease. And it's really fascinating how that really starts to impact people's health, and actually from quite a young age. Like, I think that's also one of the things that surprises me, so therefore I probably will surprise my patients as well. Like, I'm not talking about from 50 or 60 and beyond. I'm talking from 20s, really, like late 20s. Like, I will often see how lifestyle has impacted on somebody's biomarkers. They might be sort of have gained 10 kilos really rapidly in the last sort of 1 or 2 years, and then like their blood pressure is high, their liver function is off, their cholesterol is off. Like, there is really concrete evidence that their body is not happy, and you got to treat it well, right? Like, so basics: have lots of fruit and vegetables. The aim would be for a variety of 30 or more per week of fruit and vegetables. Don't have a diet heavy in meat, but you can have meat if you want to, and not overeating. Like, that's also really important. Not processed foods. Like, try and limit processed food. Have everything that's like grows in the ground, or is as natural as possible, as least amount of processing as possible, doesn't come from a packet, basically. Like, that's kind of the premise I kind of think of for me and my family. Exercise is really important. Sleep, like sleep is so important for our brain, our mind, for our body, for our stress levels, for our mental health. And then, balance is really important. And I say that because I see that, when people have lost balance, when they're working too hard or they're not sleeping or whatever it is, often their mental health will slip. And so then stress levels go up, and we know that chronic stress can impact the body in so many different ways. Anyway, so that's my 2 cents about aging well. We're all aging, but we do have a say in how fast we age.